Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. Stakes action for the Friday Formulator race of the day. It's the fifth at the Great Race Place Santa Anita. We're going down the hill at about 6.5 furlongs, and it's the $75,000 restricted Wishing Well Stakes for fillies and mares. Let's take a look at this field. Only a field of 7, but some really nice runners are entered.
You have to wonder also, is this just the beginning to something bigger for some of them, most notably, obviously, the number 3, Illman, who is a Grade 1 winner going longer. Not that she can't get it done down the hill, because she broke her maiden going 6.5, but you wonder if this is just the starting spot for her.
Could very well be. And Michael McCarthy, if you look at Formulator over the past couple of years going down the hill, hasn't had much luck. Only 1 for 30. Download those free Formulator past performances, folks, on the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. You know what we're talking about. Illman last time we saw, we really liked that performance in the Gamely. That was way back in May. We thought she was on for bigger and better things. She had some back problems. She went through the auction ring. She was purchased for $900,000. And considering that she's a Grade 1 winner, I think the fact that she's back and running for another campaign is a good sign, at least for her physical condition.
Certainly. The connections must think that there's something more here. They can still make some hay, particularly, I'm sure, when they looked at the landscape in Southern California. They say, my goodness, if we can just keep her together, we have plenty of opportunities here. Again, I won't be surprised if she runs a big race, and heck, even if she wins. I just feel like this is probably just the beginning. Now let's get her back out to a
It's going to take some money.
Oh, for sure.
And you don't know what you're going to get really off of the layoff. The one is Cadet Roni. Now, we don't know what we're going to get on turf for Cadet Roni. She's only tried it once in her career, way back in 2015, pre-blinkers. Didn't run very well. The recent dirt form, kind of spotty. She's a bit of an outsider, even with Bejarano aboard.
Yeah, you know, the Las Ciénegas, when they ran that, we kind of figured it was going to come off the turf because there was a lot of rain in the forecast. So we understood why they would have her entered in that spot. I still don't understand why they're trying to push her down the hill. Maybe because they don't think she can run on dirt anymore. There's not a ton of pedigree. I know the Colonel Johns are okay, but she's just not for me. I don't get her.
The 2 Kira's turning back in distance off a gate-to-wire win at Turf Paradise last time out. But even then, I think she's got the speed to make the pace in here. Iowa bred stepping up in class.
She'll certainly be forwardly placed. I thought it was a good effort most recently. The problem is she's going to be facing much, much tougher.
Was it the good turf course, a little given the ground that helped Prize Exhibit the 5 last time out? Because we knew she had the ability to win races like this. It had just been such a long time since she'd done it. And she's such a quirky horse that we wondered maybe she would never get back into form. I have to admit, maybe the Megahertz wasn't the strongest field in the world, but I liked that race.
Yeah, I thought she was good that day. Now look, she's still always going to be a bit of a nut job, and you saw that going into the first turn in the Megahertz, even down the backside. Mike Smith had his hands full trying to get her to relax. I think the cut certainly helps her. She's one that'll appreciate that. Southern California, unfortunately, she doesn't usually get that. I think it had a lot to do with the class relief, because she had been facing some of the biggest girls that you've got as far as, you know, miles are concerned in Southern California, and she just couldn't cut the mustard. She shows up in that spot, and you got to beat Jeremy's Legacy and Into the Mystic. No disrespect to them and their connections, but they're just far cry from what she had been facing. It's nice to see she can go down the hill, and it's almost one of those scenarios we talked about it. Maybe she's too fast for her own good in a race like this. Mike can let her go. Let her have her head where she's not going to pull and go crazy. Last time she went down the hill, she was very close to the pace.
And that was the only time she's gone down the hill, and it followed a cutback in distance. So maybe Jim Cassidy's onto something with a pattern with Prize Exhibit. On her best day, we know she could certainly do it. We know also that Paquita Coqueta is fast, probably even faster than Kira, cutting back in distance. 2 starts back, gate-to-wire winner. Throw out the last race on dirt. That's just not what she wants to do. Does she want 6.5, or is she better at 5 at Del Mar?
I think she's a 5 furlong burner. It's nice to see Gary Stevens' name back in the entries. He'll be going down the hill here. I think he'll have his hands full first time back in a stakes race down the hill anyway, because I think you have to go, and you're going to have to try to nurse that speed along. I don't think she wants the distance.
Can the 7 Hill House High rate? I think that's a big question, because she'd shown middle distance speed in her recent races, a win 3 back, pace setting effort in the Goldacova 2 back. She had rated off the pace way back when in New York. If she can, she might actually work out into a good trip, tracking perhaps a distance challenge, Paquita Coqueta. To me, she's got the speed to go 2 turns. I like her better at those distances.
I would agree. Look, I don't love her regardless. I think she's a nice horse. She shows up and runs her race more often than not. I agree. I don't think she's fast enough to make the front. I do think she can muddy the pace scenario a little bit, though, because I'm not sure that she's really one that can come to hand. It'll be interesting to see. This is going to be her first time going down the hill, so we'll see what we get.
Let's take a look at our picks for the Wishing Well Stakes. I have to admit, this race doesn't really interest me that much, other than I'm curious to see what we get from Illman off the layoff. I don't want to touch her at a relatively short price. Maybe it would be Prize Exhibit at the odds, but Illman, my top pick. If she is returning to form, she's the most likely winner.
Yeah, she certainly is. It'll be interesting to see. Again, down the hill, She can handle it. I don't think this is really what the end game is. Clearly, she's a Grade 1 winner already. I think this is just a means to an end. If she comes and runs a good second or third, I think the Connections will be very happy. If she wins, it's gravy.
Now tell us about your top pick, the number 4, Miss Double D'Oro. If there's one thing we know about her, and we're fans of hers, she's got a big kick late.
She's going to come on at the end. I think that's the biggest thing, and you can make some excuses. The most recent start in the Ken Matty, I thought she ran just fine, nothing wrong with that. Back to the left lead at the end, but I'm not going to hold that against her. The run at Kentucky Downs draw a line through at Yielding Turf. Prior to that, I'm assuming she got hurt in the Siren Rule. It's also worth noting it's the boys, and they went to Del Mar shortly thereafter, so you didn't really have many opportunities to run. Then you're left with the misdirection. I thought that was a giant race from her. I also think this pace is actually going to be quite quick. I think whether it's a Kira Kira or it's going to be Paquita Coqueta or even Hill House High, you're going to have plenty of horses that want to be forwardly placed. Miss Double D'Oro, I expect her to be way out of it early on down the hill, and then when Gonzalez sets her down, turn her for home, I think she's going to kick. Whether she's good enough to get up in time, we'll find out, but I think she should be a decent number 2.
And another good thing to like is she always seems to run well off little layoffs. 4-3-5-6-4 Matt, 3-7-6-4 for me in the $75,000 Wishing Well Stakes. That is your Friday formulator race of the day. And if you're playing the Great Race Place on Friday, here's the deal: $300 sign-up bonus waiting for you at drf.com/trifecta for new DRF bets subscribers. Approximate post time for the Wishing Well on Friday. Race number 5 at Santa Anita, 3 o'clock Pacific. Best of luck.